Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put the adhesive, whichever one you've chosen, on the front and back sorry, outside papers that go on, whether it's cardstock or paper stock, on your front and back walls. So you're going to put it within the 1/2 inch here, all the way around your door as well. And then on the inside, just like you did the other, right at the edge of the line, and then fill in so that it doesn't come loose. So it sticks good. You'll do that on that one. That's the front wall, and then you'll do that on the back wall. And this is what I've chosen for the back wall. I really like that. I think that's pretty. This is what I've chosen from the front wall. They're both the same. But the inside, pardon my arm, the inside is this. And it's kind of plain, but when I get it on the inside, we can always decorate. Okay, so when you do this one, you're just going to go right around the edge, all the way around, and around the opening for the window, and then fill in. So you're going to do that on the front and the back as well. That's the one that doesn't have the 1/2 inch. Now, all right. So I'm going to get started on this one and the inside and outside papers. When I get those done, I want you to glue them on, center them of your outside wall, but do not glue on the inside wall just yet. We're going to do that later, and I'll show you why. Okay, I'll be back with you as soon as I get the adhesive on all my papers. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put our adhesive on the roof pieces. Put it on the 1/2 inch and just behind the line here where your template went. This is the roof. Put it on both the outside and the inside, because we're going to cover the roof completely now. We're getting close to starting to assemble the putting it together. So take off after you get all your tape pieces on. If you're using score tape, start taking off the score tape off of all of it. Leave the 1/2 inch until you get the leave the score tape on the 1/2 inch until we get ready to put it on the roof chipboard, and then we'll do that one. But for right now, just take it off in the center. Okay, now we can take our strips off the 1/2 inch. Now, take this and push it up against the chipboard. Push it up right against it. And take your finger and make a crease right there. Now, start in the center. Don't start on the sides because you'll get a pucker. Start in the center and work out toward the sides. That way you won't get a pucker in here. I've done it before and ended up with a pucker. If you haven't and you know how to do it the other way, then that's fine. Okay, now do this one. Let's do this side. Alright, now we'll start right here in the center and work out. Okay, this one. Okay, start in the center and work out, and there we got it. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the top, of the chipboard. So I'm going to take the strips off, and we're going to put this down. we'll be done with this until we're ready to put it on top of the wagon. So take your strips off, just like this. Now this is the outside of the roof. Okay, now take your scissors, after you get that on, take your scissors and snip the corners, just like that. Do not cut the chipboard, but get fairly close. The same over here, just barely. Find some real pretty decorations to decorate it with. Flowers. Prima puts out some really nice little flowers. Petaloo has some really nice flowers. You can make your own flowers. In fact, later on I'm going to do some tutorials on making different kinds of flowers. Roses and many different kind, both out of paper and Palmer clay. Okay, now let's put this on. We'll get it on the chipboard. Alright, there's that. Now, take this and lay this to the side where you know it'll be. And the next thing you'll need for this is your Tyvek. So we're going to cut a piece of Tyvek and lay it with this, and then you'll be ready to have this put on when the time comes. So we're going to grab a piece of Tyvek. Alright. Didn't take long, it was right behind me. Grab your template. And it should be the piece that is 2 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to lay this on the Tyvek. In fact, I think I'll put it right here. There's not a crease there. So I'm going to put it right there. Then I'm going to mark it. And mark it. And now craft knife instead of scissors. It won't take long. A lot quicker that way. Okay, now we're going to get this cut. I think that cut it. Okay, whatever didn't cut, I can go back and trim it out. There we go. And this does not tear easy, so you pretty well have to cut it. That's what's so nice about it. It's very, very strong. And if it will hold albums together, it will hold this together. Okay, I missed a place. So I'm going to snip that right there. Okay. And we'll put this up. And I'm going to put this with the roof. And we're going to get ready to assemble. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we've got all the paper on the chipboard. Take off the half inch, the paper off the half inch mark of the tape. Take that off on the sides. Okay. We're going to have to clip the corners too, like we did on the roof. Okay, come on. I was trying to hit the wrong spot. Okay. Alright, now get your scissors out and snip off the corner. Alright, probably be better if you snipped it before you took the paper off the adhesive, but I wasn't thinking, so anyway, it'll still work. Alright. Okay, now then, let me throw these away. Okay, now my pattern goes up. Now, fold in the top pieces first. Fold those in, start them just like you did with the roof. You want to cause a crease and then fold it in. Turn it around and do the bottom the same way. So put you a crease on it, just like that, and then fold that in. Alright, now then, do the left side. Fold it in. Now do the right side. Okay, now your next piece, you're gonna you want the back wall. This is actually your left side. It's going to go right like this. See here? This is the back wall. These are the insides. This is the back wall. This is the left side wall. Now, don't take this off yet. And don't take this off yet. But we are going to snip the corners. Right down here at the bottom. Before we take the adhesive off. Makes it better. It doesn't stick on the scissors. Okay, and I didn't snip this. Let me get this real quick and get it turned in. You'll snip every little bit if you haven't already done that. Every little bit, and then just start pushing it in like that, folding it over. Alright, I don't want to run out of battery. I think that's why I'm trying to hurry, but I have another battery ready. Alright, now then, take this one off on the side. Alright, now we'll do this side. Now, fold this in, give it a good crease, fold it in, and the same over here. Now, what you're going to do, I almost messed up. Before you fold it in, take your scissors and snip it, make a snip up to that corner at the 6 1/8 inch mark. Do the same on this side. Just snip it up to the chipboard, but don't get the chipboard. Alright, now then, do your crease, and then put your adhesive, your strips down. The same over here. Alright. Now push it down, just like that. Okay, now, this you're going to have to trim it, I believe, at an angle, just like that. And at an angle. There we go. Okay. Now then, take off this strip down here at the bottom. There we go. And now take off the strip at the top. After you snip it, it should be a little easier to get that corner. See if I can get there. There we go. Okay, now bring this up at the bottom and do your crease, and then fold it over and push it down really hard so it will stay. These don't seem to want to stay. I may have to put a little extra glue on those. Alright, now then, Okay, on this, we're going to bring it down, but we're going to have to snip it. So on this one, you're going to have to cut little V's in it, just like that. Okay, now then, we're going to start folding this over. Doesn't matter where you start, just start folding it over, like that. Fold it all down. There we go. Put these two up together, and you're going to put score tape onto one of the hinges, and then we're going to put the hinge right on here. Now that will go on there first, and then we're going to put the other paper on top. So let's put our score tape on this, on the outside. Put it there. Put it there. I'm going to put one right in the center. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to push it all down. I'm going to take my bone folder and make sure that's down really good. Okay, now then. It should have a crease in it, and so you'll fold it on that crease. Now take your strips off, your paper strips. Alright, now then, match these two up again and get them as close as you can get them. Just butt them right up against each other. Your hinge is going to come up about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch from the bottom. Now you're going to lay the crease right on here. So let's do that now. Right there and right there. Alright, now then, push this down. If it works better laying it down, then do that. It seems to do that. So we're going to put that right there. And there you go. That worked just fine. Okay, now then, we're going to get the other side. We're going to take the stripping off. Well, let's snip the corners. Do that first. Alright. Now then, this one, make sure my pattern is going the same way. So that's going up. That needs to go up. That's alright. Okay. Now then, do the same on this. You're going to take the strips off. Take them off on the sides. Like that. Now, make your crease. And then cover this, glue that down. Do your crease over here. Glue that down. Now do the top. Do the bottom. And glue those down. go. Alright, now, get you another hinge. My hinges. Do the same thing here. You're going to put the tape on the very edge of the hinge. And you're going to do it here. And we're going to do it right in the center. Right on that fold. Okay, now fold it over. Take the strips off. And well, that glue is trying to come off. Start at this end. There we go. Take this one off. Alright, now then, do the same here. Get it right up against it. I'm going to put it right on here. Right on the edge. Just as close as you can get it. Alright, now push it down. And then push this up against it and glue it down. There we go. Now we have one more to go, and that's the front. And we're going to do this one the same way, so just like you did this one. We're going to take the strips off. Well, let me snip the corners first. Also, you have a corner here to snip because of the door. So let's do that. Alright. Okay, now let's go up here before we go any further, and let's do the V-cuts. Okay, you should have all your sides on your front chipboard turned down around the door and all around the edge, just like you did on the other piece, except you don't have the window this time, you have the door, and you'll turn that down as well. Okay, now get another hinge and put your score tape on it. And then take the paper strip off, and we're going to put this together. Okay. Alright. Okay, now fold it up like that. Put this right along the edge, as close as you possibly can get. I hope my arm isn't in the way, but I don't know how else to put it on here without getting in the way. Okay, I believe that's it. Okay, now push it down good. Press it down really good. Alright, now put this right up against there. And right there, line it up good. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now press your hinge down good. And now that's that. Now we need one more hinge. I'm going to put the score tape on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put our door onto the front of the wagon. I know it's going to hold really good. So let's get our score tape out and put our door on. Now you be sure that you cut this side right here, and then right across here. Do not cut this, or you'll have to make a new door. We'll decorate this later in however you want it decorated. So this area right here, just this, is going to go on the frame of the door. So we'll do that, and then we'll decorate this or paint it or something. I think I'll paint mine white, just like I've got this. I should have done that before, but I'll do that next. Okay, so I'm going to put the score tape on. Okay. All right. All right, now I'm going to take this off. Well, I'm having a hard time getting that one off. There we go. Sometimes they're a little stubborn. They like to be a little stubborn. I like to get under it and then push it back. That way I know it don't flip back down and stick again, and I have to dig it off again. There we go. Alright. Now then, I'll get my door over here so you can see it. This is kind of long. So, okay, now I'm going to line this up with the door frame. There. There's that. Make sure. Just lay it down. Oops. Lay it down just like that. Alrighty. There's the door. Okay, this time I made the floor of the inside of the wagon. It is 6 1/2 square, so it's 6 1/2 and 6 1/2. And then I put the strips of tape on, adhesive tape. No, I'm gonna put it on the floor first. I think that'd be better. That way I'll know where the corners of the chipboard is. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this on first before I turn it up. Now we're not going to put a backing on this because this will be covered up by the base. The backing will be covered up by the base. Okay. Alright. Get rid of these. Okay, now I'm going to put this on. That way I'll know where the corners of the chipboard is, and I won't be getting too close to that or too far away. Alright, now I can snip off those corners. There. And right here. There. And right there. Okay. Alright, now we're going to take these off. Alright. Okay, now do the crease. Make your crease along the edge, and then fold it over in the middle and start to the ends. The same all the way around. Make your crease, and then fold it over and crease it down. Alright. Just like that. This one goes over, and then down we go. Alright. Now, the floor is ready. This goes inside of our wagon. Okay. I believe that's going to work. Okay. What we're going to do now is get your the last three hinges you have, and get your score tape. Sorry about the arm. Get your score tape. The on the score tape, on the your hinges, you're going to put score tape on one side of your fold, and then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to put your tape on the other side. What we're going to do is put this underneath the floor. So I'll show you what we're going to do. I'll show you how we're going to do this. Okay. Put the score tape right along the edge. Don't put it on the fold like you've been doing before. Just put it right along the edge. You only need one. Now, flip it over just like that, and put it on the opposite side. You don't want to put the score tape on the same side. It shouldn't have any tape on it here. You don't want to put the score tape on the same side. You put it on the other side. So now it goes on the inside and right on the edge, just like you did on the outside. So we're going to go right down through there. And you only need one. Alright. Now then. Now, take the score tape off the one that's on the back. And this is going to go on your first sidewall. Line it up. The fold goes even with the edge of the wall, the edge of the wall at the bottom. All right. And push it down really good. Just like that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is get your paper, your other paper out that goes on the inside, and we're going to put that over the wall. So take your tapes off. And you want to take all your tapes off because nothing will fold under on these. This is a flush against the edges. So, okay, now then, this upside down. Okay, now this, be sure this goes to the very edge at the bottom, and then lines up on all four sides. Okay, there we go. All right, that looks good. Looks real good. All right. Now the next one, we're going to do the same thing. We need our next, what did I do with it? Here we go. Well, this is the wrong one. That's for the last one. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, the next one goes here. The next one goes here. So do it just like you did that one. You're going to put one on the inside, one on the outside on opposite sides. So this one goes on the inside. Then we're going to turn it over, and this one goes on the outside. And I'm going to make sure, yeah, it's over here. All right, push it down really hard. Now trim off the one that goes against there, which will be the one on the outside. And the fold, you want the fold flush with the, yeah, okay, got it right. Flush with, even with the floor, the edge. Be sure it's even with the edge. And okay, all right, push it down, get it nice and snug. All right, now don't take these off yet. We can leave those on for right now. Now, get the back wall, the one with the arch, right here. You want this one. We're going to take the tapes off. I should have had those taken off, but I didn't want to stick on anything till we got ready to work with it. Let me move some stuff back so we can get in the frame here. Okay. I'm going to take these off and I'll be right back. Okay, I went on and took the tapes off the other wall as well. It looks like I missed one. Okay. Saves a little more time. Okay. Now put on your paper for your back wall, and it should fit flush against the other one. And then right up against the There we go. Right up against the hinge. And then it lines up with your window, and everything does. So we're doing good. Doing real good. All right, now the next one is here, and I need the I need this one. Yeah. So I took that tape off, and did I do that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now the fold goes right up against, just like the others, right along the edge, flush with the very edge. Okay, looks good. Alright, now we're going to take our our sidewall, and we're going to put it on and put it right up against the other one and right up against the hinge, and that looks really good. It's doing good. All right. Looks good. Now then, we've got one more. Now this is going to go right on here. That's going to cover all that up. So let's take the tape off, and then we're going to put it right up against, there. Okay, I'm going to take the tape off and go ahead and put it on, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, I had to do a little retake. Since I couldn't take this off, I glued it down pretty good. I'm going to glue this one down, but don't glue it down on this side for 3/4 of an inch. We have to put the hinge in there. The same as on this side. I had to redo that one. I had forgotten about the hinge going on the side, and so 3/4 of an inch, leave that open. And then when we put the hinge in, when we're ready to put the put it together, the hinge will go in here, right here, and then it will hook up right here. That's when we'll finish gluing that down. Put your score tape there. Just don't take the backing off of it until we're ready to do that. So you can glue it all down except 3/4 of an inch on this side, and then 3/4 of an inch on this side. It's a good thing I had some extra paper. I'm just going to put that right down on top of this. I was going to try to take it off, but I was afraid it would tear it up. So, yeah, that's what we'll do. Just allow 3/4 of an inch on this side and 3/4 of an inch on this side. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then I'll show you from there on. Okay, I'm going to put the tape on it, and then I'm going to square it up, and then I'll show you how how else I'm doing that. Alright, be back in a few. Okay, the next step is we're going to put the last hinge on the side of the walls. Okay, I think I'll start over here. We'll start right here with the where the door is. I'm going to take the tape off, the backing off the tape. And I'll start here. Okay. Alright. Where you've taken the tape off, you're going to line it up right here along this edge under this paper. That's why I said don't put anything for 3/4 of an inch, because you've got a 1/2 inch here and you're going to have a little leeway to work with. So now we're going to put that flush, the fold right up against the edge. Just like that. We're going to push it down really, really snug. Now, take the rest of your tape off here along the edge. If I can get it, here we go. Okay, now push that right down on top of the hinge, and that hides that hinge. Okay, now fold this back. Take the tape off, the backing on the tape, take it off. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, you did the same thing on this side, or you should have done the same thing. You left 3/4 of an inch on this side. So now we're going to take the hinge that we've just put in, and we're going to hide it right inside, just like we did the front. So put that right in between there. Line those up and get them as close as you can get them. And that way the hinge won't show. Push the hinge down. Alright. There we go. Now, the hinge doesn't even show. Now then, go in, reach inside and take the backing off the tape on your window wall. So pull that off and then press it down so it will glue down. See here? Let's see if you could see how we've got that. Okay, you're going to glue that down right in the seam there. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to get it in the right in here. Okay, you're going to glue that down right in there. All right. Now then, none of your hinges show on the sides. You do have these on the bottom, and we're going to cover those up as well. So now you're going to get your piece of flooring. Turn your box upside down. Take off the tape, the backing on your tape, on the hinges. Take all of them off. There should be only 3. Take all those off. Okay, now what you're going to do is put your flooring, you're going to slide it from the top down, and you're going to put the hinges on the bottom of it. So the bottom of the floor is at the bottom of your your enclosure here. Now, right here, scoot this up so that you can glue that on just like that. There you go. Now do the other two the same way. Okay. Now turn it in, and that way you can push it down better, glue it in better. Okay. Alrighty. Now you won't have one in the front. There is none in the front, and that's alright. Alright. Now then, now, one more thing before we put this on the base. We're going to put the roof on top. So you're going to get your Tyvek and your roof and a piece of paper that you're going to cover that Tyvek up with. So that piece will be 3 inches by 5.5 inches. 3 inches by 5.5 inches. I'll get mine and I'll be back.